Hello and welcome back to Rotherham Real Talks. So today we have got a new guest on, and we've got Debbie from Rotherham Dance Centre. So morning, Debbie. How are
Good
we?
morning.
If you just want to give a bit of a brief and introduce yourself, and tell us a little bit behind Rotherham Dance and where that started.
Okay, so Rotherham Dance Centre is an established school within Rotherham. It's been established since, not mine, since 1947. It was
Wow.
actually my parents' school before it was mine. And I took over in March 2015 when my mum passed away. So yeah, it's a bit of a generational thing, to be fair.
Wow. So
Uh,
yeah. So do you want to tell us a bit about that then? So when was it your mum and dad together? They did it, or was it more your
No,
mum?
it was just my mum. But it was her nan's before hers.
Oh
So
wow.
it's kind of been passed down
Passed down to.
along the line. I've taught within the school for the last 37 years. But it's only been my sole responsibility for the last 10.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a very family orientated school. We don't it's just like an extra family, really, to be fair. It's very inclusive, and we don't turn anybody away regardless of the needs. So yeah,
Yeah, it's been a massive part of your family's history as well. Then,
a
if
massive part. Yeah, yeah,
so, was
yeah.
it your nan then that was the she got the idea of setting up the
Well, she was
studio?
the actual founder in I think something like 1928. So that
Wow.
when she set the school, and then my mum took over in 1947, and yeah, and it's I think when my nan first took over, dancing wasn't really. I think it was slightly frowned upon in those times. It wasn't really for young ladies to be, dancing and things like that.
Right.
And so yeah, she was proper stepping out of her comfort zone, I should imagine, as well.
Yeah. Wow. That's a massive bit of history there. So yeah, yeah. It wasn't like you wasn't going to do anything else if you had to follow in just
Absolutely
footsteps.
not.
It's been a
Although
massive part of your life.
I have had other jobs in between. Just dipping as a teenager, probably just dipping in and out. As other things become more interesting, as they do,
Yeah.
and then kind of finding a real passion for it. In probably my early 20s. Yeah.
Brilliant. Wow. So, well, yeah, let's skip the next question because it's not what inspired you to open the school. So it was your nan and then your mum and then you've taken over.
Yep.
So what was your reasoning? Did you not want you got involved obviously in your mid-20s and you got that I'm guessing you got that bug and then you
Yep.
got that real passion for it and it was clear that you wasn't going to do anything else after that.
Yep.
So what was that spark that said, yeah, actually, I'm going to take over from my mum?
I think it's the enthusiasm that you get from the kids. They kind of you feed off their energy,
Yeah,
and they give so much back. They You can't help but not be engaged with the kids, especially because we take them from such a varied age group. We take them from 2.5. So a
Oh
lot
wow.
of the kids, I know, a lot of the kids we have at the studio, we have them before they go to school, before any other kind of educational. So it's quite, they're quite formative years, really. And it's all about learning discipline from a quite early age. Although sometimes with the under fives group, it can be a bit
Yeah, I'm
like
sure that's
herding
quite
kittens.
difficult.
It's not an easy task. Um, so yeah, and just seeing them kind of like grow and and flourish in quite a very nurturing environment. Yeah.
Yeah, it must be nice to see that development from say call it 5 years old
Yes.
up until into their teenage years and then like into their 20s. Um,
Yeah.
and see them progress and what they actually go on to achieve.
Absolutely. I mean, we a lot of the students I've got now, because it's quite a vast age group.
Hmm.
Um, we've got students that start with us at 2.5 that are still dancing with us into their late 20s. They go
Oh,
away, they go do university, come home, and yeah, just yeah, we just can't shake them off. But I don't want to.
yeah, no, but it's obviously there's something there that keeps drawing them back and keeps
Yeah.
them involved within, and as I say,
Yes.
got that community and that family feel
Yeah.
around the dance
Absolutely, yeah,
school.
and it's another set of friends for them. It's a different peer group, and they some of the girls are in and the boys are in the studio 3-4 times a week, so they
Right.
probably spend more social time with the friends that they form within the studio than they do with school friends. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's nice to watch them grow. Yeah.
brilliant. So, well, yeah, we've touched on this now as well. We've gone on a bit. We've jumped a few down. So, yeah, what kind of impact do you think having dance involved in from a young age and having that? I suppose it's giving them confidence and giving that an extra social group to.
Absolutely, yeah. So a lot of the kids that we have come through the studio, they come in quite shy, bit reserved,
Yeah,
especially the younger end, the 2 to 5 years age group, because a lot of those now are COVID babies.
yeah,
Um, so they're not used to the social
social aspect.
aspects of life in general. So trying to get a child to hold your hand when they were brought up don't touch,
Yeah,
it's quite engaging, really. And getting them just to express themselves without any worry about anybody judging them, laughing at them, and it's nice to see them be so confident, to come in as quite shy, retiring, you know I don't know, just quiet little children, and they leave
yeah,
quite.
because it's from such a young age, you're involved, like say preschool, so
Yes.
it's you see their development, and I suppose they go into school a lot more
Yes.
confident,
Yeah.
because they get skills
Yeah.
that
They make
they
friends
wouldn't normally
easier.
got. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. They're not they're not socially awkward. They're quite happy to walk into a room full of people that they perhaps don't know, and
yeah,
be quite forthright. Hello. Kind of.
yeah,
Whereas they skip off, leaving their parents horrified that they don't need them anymore.
yeah. So what's one of your? Well, I know it'd be hard to put it onto one. So what's a couple of your like standout moments from some success stories that's kind of stuck with you from students?
Okay, so we have a number of students that are dancing within the industry at the moment, that trained with us, that went on to dance colleges all over the country, some in London, Leicester. We've got one of our students starts at Liverpool in September. So that's quite nice to see them succeed, and go on to make a career out of it.
Yeah, so it's gone from a hobby to a career.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And we one of the first college students that we had has returned back to the studio and is now teaching for us.
Right.
So that's nice.
Yeah.
And to see them, even though they're away Monday to Friday and they're still in the studio on a Saturday morning, because they still want to come. So that's a bonus for me. Standout moments. Oh, we've seen students. I've had students get married, so that's another bonus. Watching them, start their own families. Oh gosh, we've been all over. We've danced in the West End. We've done the Blackpool Tower Ballroom. So they're all things that quite nice memories
Yeah,
to share. Yeah.
memorable,
Yes.
memorable.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, we've had students that have left to have families of their own and then bring their babies back.
Yeah.
So it kind of goes full circle. So yeah,
Yeah, so
that's nice.
massive generation, even with the
Absolutely.
students
Yes.
as well as you guys.
Yes.
So do you do regular like competitions and stuff or
So we don't do competitions because I don't think I don't feel that competitions for my students are the right thing. It makes them
okay?
competitive against each other, which is
Yeah.
not always a bad thing, but sometimes it doesn't always bring out the best values in some people.
No,
So
I get that, yeah.
it's yeah, it's not something we do, but we a very busy calendar. I don't. If we were to do them, I don't quite know where we would squeeze them in. To be
All right,
honest,
fair enough.
yeah, because we do lots of events all through the year. We're doing Rotherham's Got Talent later this year. We've got an audition for that.
Okay.
We auditioned last year and got through to the final. Um, we're doing Alton Towers in October for the Scarefest. We were asked to go and dance there, so that's quite a busy time. And then we do exams and other, we do a lot of charitable stuff. We do things for Cancer Research UK. We just, yeah,
You're
bits of
always
everything.
busy, yeah,
Always busy, yes.
practicing and putting shows on for everybody.
Yes, we do 3 shows a year. We do one in March, one in July, and one in December. So yeah, and then everything else has to fit in
Any
between.
other
So
events?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you're always on your toes then, literally.
absolutely. Yeah, never a dull moment.
Well, that puts us nicely. What does like a typical week look like down at the dance centre?
Oh, it's crazy. From beginning to end, our week is utter madness. So we run classes 6 days a week.
All right, okay.
So the only day I get off is Sunday. And all the age groups are in across the week. So yeah, it's a typical day probably starts from about Monday to Friday from about 3:30. Depending on which age groups we've got in, can be anything finishing at 7 to still being in the studio at 9:30. We're there all day Saturday, and yeah, Sundays are just a bit of a chill day,
Shut
unless
off,
we've got
yeah.
an event, and then it's just roll on.
Yeah. So what that'll be? What do you do to try and switch off a little bit then? Because if it's quite full on all the time, what do you like to do on a Sunday to relax and get some time to
So
yourself?
Sundays are just normally a bit of a lazy day. I just get up, potter about at my leisure, but then there's always the dance element that creeps in. I don't ever really get to switch off.
Switch off.
The mornings are normally quite lazy, but then I'm just like, well, I'll just do this. I'll just fill that in, or I'll just contact so and so. And it's so yeah, I don't think when you're self-employed and you work for yourself, I don't think you ever get
Yep.
that downtime. Even when you think you're relaxing, you are always thinking about, what could I be doing? Did I do this? Did I answer that? So yeah, it's
No, I
yeah,
can see definitely. It's I'm self-employed and my wife's self-employed, so we're
yes,
always you're
yeah,
always thinking about something. Have I finished that? Have I done this? Do I need
yes,
to get in contact with whoever? Um,
yeah.
have I finished this? Have I done? Yeah, you're always thinking. So when
You're
you're
always, aren't
having
you?
that switch off, it's like right, Sunday afternoon, I'm just not going to do anything.
Yes,
And then your phone goes or someone messages you, you're like, I'll
yeah.
just answer this.
I'll just answer it. And even
Yeah,
though you start off with all good intentions, I'm not going to answer my phone at all today. You
yeah,
always do.
yeah.
It's
You always
just,
do.
yeah, it's the nature of the beast.
It
Um,
is.
and it's so yeah, and I mean, so that when we all went into COVID and into lockdown, that was it was massive for not just for myself, but for a lot of business owners, because when you're self-employed and your world is constantly 24/7, 100 miles an hour, when the world stopped
So
and
yeah.
and it was yeah, so that took a lot of getting used to, but yeah, but we survived like a lot of other business owners. So yeah,
Yeah,
that
so
was
touch on that then. I guess that puts on a bit of like resilience of
oh
probably
absolutely
yourself and the business. How did
yeah.
you cope through through the COVID times? Did you put like online classes and
So we did Zoom classes
Zoom?
for the
Yeah,
students, which were they enjoyed them, and it was equally as nice for me because I still got to speak to them. And so I think the classes we perhaps danced for about 15 minutes and then chatted about what they've been doing
yeah.
for
So
maybe
more of
half an
a
hour. So it was
yeah social
more
aspect and watching
social.
everyone dancing around the living room.
Absolutely, yeah. And the support I got from the students, well, from the students and the parents, because without those, I don't know quite whether my business would have survived because um, we rent a space within a space, so we
Okay.
don't have a rateable value. So we were kind of like the last ones to be looked at when they were issuing the grants.
Yeah.
So my parents paid their fees all the way through
Oh well.
voluntarily. So yeah, kept us afloat.
Yeah. So where is the base then?
So we are in the storeroom on Fitzwilliam Road, next to the fire station.
Yeah.
We rent a space in there. It's just a storage unit, but it's quite a large space that we've got, and we have 24-hour access. The manager just lets us come and go as we please. We've got set keys for everything, and it enables us to to do what we do 7 days a week. In another space, I'm not really sure we'd have that luxury.
Yeah. If you've
So
got
yeah.
no, it sounds like you've got that cracked down then, so you
Oh,
can go
absolutely.
as come and go as you need to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but yeah, really useful. So how do you keep the engagement across such like a vast age group, and obviously there'll be different abilities across that age group as
Yes.
well.
Yeah,
How do
there
you
is.
keep that engagement? Do you have like set sort of like under fives, 5 to 10,
Yeah, so
or
we have set age groups. So we have the babes are 6 years and under. Then we have a junior group which is 7 to 11 years. Then we have an intermediate age group which is 11 to 14, and then we have a senior group which is 14 and over, and then we have an adult class. So yeah, we try. It, it's easier to keep them in their own age groups, because we can keep the work appropriate, and
yeah,
everything. It flows a lot easier when you've got a similar age group. It's easier to keep them engaged. And yeah, and just being as nutty as they are, really. I don't think I don't think being standoffish works when you teach children, especially young children. You've
yeah,
got to be, if they want to crawl around on the floor, you've got to get down on the floor with them. If they want to run about, we've got to run about. But then again, the same with the senior students. They like all the current music, and you've got to, you really have got to keep up with it, which sometimes it's a bit like, oh, but we do it.
yeah. And I suppose as you get into the older groups, they will start to take it more seriously, I would.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes,
So
yeah,
you probably get more out of the students as they get older.
yes, yeah, yeah.
Um,
They are far more. They're more engaged.
yeah,
They're not more willing to try new things, but they're always up for a challenge, and yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's always good.
Yeah, I've got two boys under 10, so I know exactly how it's to keep young kids entertained, and
Yeah,
it's a handful.
it
So
is.
if you've got a room full of them all at the same time, all hyperactive and full of beans and running around and loads of
Yeah,
energy, I can imagine it's quite quite
yeah,
a task.
yeah. And then wanting them to go from one extreme to the other, because we want them to be full of energy, and then to be
Yeah.
to stand still and listen, and and engage. So that's yeah.
Yeah, my little boy sometimes he goes to a local football training club, and
All right.
it's so difficult to get him. It's like, right,
Yeah.
you need to listen to the coach now and do what they and not just run up and down kicking the ball and not listen to the instructions and do what you're meant to be doing. But he just
Yeah.
puts the ball as far as he can and chases it.
Oh well.
But
Yeah. As long as he's enjoying it.
that's it. He comes home tired. That's what's important.
Yeah.
So so what are we on now with August? So your next like show then is going to be the December one.
It is. Yeah. So
And
the
then
December.
obviously you've got the Scarefest, that'll be October.
Yes, so we're
Oh,
in Alton Towers on the 19th of October for Scarefest. So we're quite busy with that. And it's not just a matter of turning up, we have to think about all the choreography, we have to submit the music, we have to make sure the parents have bought all their right tickets.
yeah.
Then we have to book the transport. And so, yeah, it's there's a lot more that goes on than just popping along to
Yeah, just
Alton
to go.
Towers
Yeah, you
for the
can't just
day.
go and turn up
Yeah.
and put a show on.
Yeah.
So are they the two big things that you're focusing on at the moment? Is obviously the Alton Towers, and then the is it
Yeah,
a
we've got
Christmas themed
the show at
show?
the Christmas presentation. Yeah, in between that, we've got the association that we belong to, which is the British Theatre Dance Association. Um, I was asked to represent the Yorkshire area,
Okay.
and it's kind of like to make sure all the schools are engaging within my given space, and so we've got an open day on the 23rd of November at the Lyric Theatre at Dinnington, where there'll be quite a few schools from our area, and they'll all meet, and we'll do dance related stuff.
Is that
So
from all over South Yorkshire, or is it Yorkshire as a whole?
Yorkshire as a whole. So yeah, so they come from oh gosh, I think the furthest one we've got is hmm, I want to say kind of like Bradford, Leeds, but then we've got a school in Middlesbrough who doesn't fall into anybody's category, so they're coming
Right.
down to us as well. So yeah,
They've joined the best one, haven't they, at
they
Yorkshire?
have definitely, absolutely. So yeah, so I'll be, you know, plate spinning, trying to fit all that in, and making sure everybody has a good day, takes a nice report back, and
So
lots of
what's
nice things about the South Yorkshire area.
yeah, what's the purpose of that then? Just to give them all the dance schools that's part of the association to time to engage together and
Yes, yeah.
collaborate.
So it's more. So it's there's lots of different aspects to it. So it's a bit of a social meeting where the teachers can get together, exchange ideas,
Mhm.
and just general chat. What they like, what they don't like. We do some with some graded work, so that
Right.
they're keeping current with the graded work that comes with the syllabuses, and then we have a couple of fun classes, and so yeah, that's and it's a really nice day, and the students get, even though they come from all over Yorkshire. They all get on really well, and they're friends, Facebook friends, Snapchat friends, whatever they are.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's nice to see as well. So it's an
Yeah.
even broader circle of friends.
Yeah, you build that even bigger community than what you've already got locally.
Yes,
You
yeah,
get, especially with people when they do go off and do university courses,
yeah,
they
yeah,
will already
definitely.
have them connections because more of the same people will probably go to the
Yeah,
same colleges and
yeah,
universities. They'll always have that friendship group already. So I
yes.
suppose
That's
that makes that a little bit
familiarity, isn't
easier.
it? So they're not walking in completely kind of like friendless. They've
Yeah,
got
they've
somebody.
got that.
Yeah,
Yeah, they've got that
yeah,
network already.
definitely. Yeah, yeah. So that'll slot in between. And yeah, and then before we know it, it'll be January, and
Start again.
oh.
So do you when is the Christmas theme show then? When's that and where's that going to be? And is the tickets for that? Can people come along?
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. So our Christmas show, it's a fundraiser. We use the Christmas show. It's lots of fun, and we try and raise as much money as we possibly can, and it goes back into the pot, and it pays for costumes for the kids,
Okay.
because dance can be, depending on how serious your child is about dance, and some kids just do a little bit of it. Some kids have got the finger in every aspect of dance, so you kind of, it can work out quite expensive. So if we can raise money to help provide, the student, to ease the pressure off the parents
Hmm.
with the costumes, or like the coaches for Alton Towers, they'll be paid for out of money that we've raised.
Right.
So we use that, and we do it at St James's Church. It was one of our parents who is quite heavily involved with St James's Church at Clifton, and she said, "Oh, why don't you have it at the Why don't you have it at the church?" So they, but again, we go in, we move everything round, we move all the chairs out the church and set them up how we want them, and the kids dance, and the tickets. I think the tickets last year were a fiver. And
Okay.
it's a full evening of entertainment, and we do a raffle, a tombola, and yeah, I mean, I think at most, I think we've probably raised about £1,800 on one night.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so it does cover quite a lot for the kids. So this year it's at St James's Church. It's on Friday, the 28th of November. It is a little bit early, but
Yeah.
obviously we have to be, because they let us use the church for free. We have to be mindful that when they're coming into Christmas, they have their events. So
Yeah, the church will
yeah,
be busy.
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, and it suits us because we avoid the parents, on work's Christmas dues and I can't make it, and
Yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah. So it takes the clash out of it really.
Brilliant.
So yeah.
So yeah, it leads us nicely then into the last bit. So if there anybody does want to get involved or is interested in any of the age groups, what's the best way to get in touch with you and the studio?
So we've got a couple of social media platforms. We're on Facebook and we're on Instagram.
Mhm.
Both platforms have got my contact details on, so they can either drop me a message through either of those, or my mobile number's on, or my email address. They can contact us through that. I'll send all the relevant information. There is a generic thanks for messaging, and I do try and respond as soon as I can. But obviously, if I'm in the studio, it can be,
Yeah, a
a
bit
bit
later
later
on.
on in the evening. But I do try and respond as quickly as I can. Or just if they just want to pop in, that
Yeah.
we have leaflets with all our timetables printed on, and they have a look around the studio. So yeah,
Great
absolutely.
stuff.
They
So
just
we'll make sure that all your social media platforms, your links for your Facebook and your Instagram are in the show notes, so people can quite easily get hold of you if they want to. And yeah, I look forward to seeing the other bits and bobs on your social media when you go and do yeah, your next events. Especially, I'm sure the Scarefest will be quite a
oh,
good
I
one.
can't wait. I can't wait.
That'll be, I'm sure everyone's excited about that one. And then obviously
Absolutely.
The Christmas show later on in the year.
Yeah.
That'll be a good one. And then
Yeah.
hopefully people can, well, everyone knows when it is now.
Yeah.
Uh, they can come along and raise some money and keep allowing you to do what you are doing, because it sounds very hands-on,
It is.
and a massive ball of energy. But obviously you can see what it's doing with the kids and watching them develop and build their confidence, which I think definitely the age group from COVID,
Yes.
as we see them develop over the next probably 5 years or so,
Yeah. Yeah.
hopefully we can get that confidence back to them, because there is quite a few still that I know. My kids are in that age. They were only very little when in the
Yes.
COVID,
Yeah.
and you can see some of it where they're a bit more reserved
They are.
in social settings.
Yeah.
And the older kids, you can see that, well, they probably enjoyed the COVID because they were just at home playing on the phones and screens. They wasn't very social anyway, were they? So
No, no, they're not.
yeah, the typical teenagers. But yeah, I think that'll only help and develop the kids into
Absolutely.
better adults as they
Yes.
move
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Perfect. So yeah, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, Debbie, because I know you're you're very busy and you've got all sorts going on and you've got lots of planning to do. I'll stick everything into the show notes so anyone can get in touch with you if they want to. And
Perfect.
yeah,
Thank you.
keep doing what you're doing, and I look forward to seeing pictures and videos and stuff all on your socials of the upcoming events.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
No problem at all.
All
Keep it
right.
up.
Thank you. Bye.